disco ball, we light it up and burn it down. And the truth is you can't live without me, 'cause it's not that easy when the drug won't let you down. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, we go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, it's gonna take us out. Never come down from the high we're feeling, and we're chasing demons through the darkness and the night. Oh, feeling the heat as the flames burn brighter, intentions rising through the smoke and through the lies. And the truth is you can't live without me, 'cause it's not that easy when the drug won't let you down. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, we go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, it's gonna take us out. 'Cause it's a killer, psycho love thriller. We go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, it's gonna take us out. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, we go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give in, it's gonna take us out.
Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day
From the latest scoop around town,
to feel-good stories and messages of hope,
a few jokes and live calling,
highlighting local businesses,
discussing hot trends and news stories.
a dash of feel-good nostalgia,
I love those morning cartoons,
keeping up with upcoming events,
sometimes trying and delicious foods,
weekly horoscope updates,
an occasional flying duck.
some sparkle dust,
Don't forget my bell,
and my wand.
with our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow, comment live, or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
The Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
So welcome to the morning show.
That's a welcome of frustration.
Tired of everything. And it's just one of those days, as they say.
Morning to you too. You're looking nice and fresh on this. I guess it's still considered winter, but we're in February. But I don't know. It's beautiful out.
It's almost spring.
It's almost spring in March. You're gonna move us over?
There we go.
All right, keep us.
Freddie was cut in half.
Freddie, we don't want Freddie to be cut in half.
Nope.
Katie brought some dessert in because we've got a special presentation coming in today to help you guys do some things. So
do?
we do. Did you read WhatsApp?
Oh, no, I didn't.
There you go.
Oh. This is why I need to read the WhatsApp.
Exactly
For
why you
important
need to read the WhatsApp.
announcements.
Let's see.
Just read it.
Everyone's got things going on. I don't know. I can't imagine being these kids because everyone's got reasons why they can't come in today.
But I don't agree with Daniels.
I don't know. Everyone's got to do what they got to do. That's all I can tell
Roasted,
you.
Daniel. Roasted.
So happy Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Thursday. Today's
Well,
Thursday. What's today? Thursday.
Thursday.
Yesterday was Ash Wednesday. Today is Thursday. What an amazing day that we had yesterday at the studio.
How'd you like that?
I thought that was amazing. You know, you just never know you're going to see something remarkable and witness. I call it a miracle. But when you do, you just kind of got to sit, as you say, and witness what is taking place before your eyes.
You like the way that worked out?
I like the way that worked out a lot. It was just, it was
Did you
nice.
did you plan any of
How
that?
could I plan? I didn't know any of that. You give me a whole lot of credit for things that I did not know. But no, I did not plan any of that. I didn't know it, but wow. It was
Oh,
pretty
obviously
spectacular.
somebody planned that.
The greater being is what planned that. There was no way anyone could have planned that. Nobody knew that except one person. And that person didn't know the other person was coming. So it was just an amazing how you can get closure. Made me think of you saying patience.
Don't credit me with patience on that.
Patience.
Even I didn't. I was shocked at some of the things that happened yesterday.
But pretty amazing. So I went to the dentist yesterday.
Now that
So here's the thing. When they say you got to get a crown, it is not the kind of crown that I want to have to get.
you
So
and Joey
I was thinking about that yesterday too.
enjoy.
I think you still up a few on me, but I got a crown, I
He
got a
needs 2
filling, I
crowns.
need, oh my goodness
Okay.
gracious. They put
Must
a
be-
crown on a 3-year-old?
There must be something in the
A
water.
3-year-old?
They do. They
That
put a
sounds
crown.
like
Too much.
They put a crown because obviously they're gonna protect his teeth, and they're saying that he's gonna have those teeth till he's 8. I don't remember having my baby teeth till I was 8. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't think they
whatsoever.
start falling out until you're like in 1st grade, so you're 6. So depending, I guess, on what tooth it is, they may not fall out molars until maybe you're 8.
Yeah, my baby teeth started falling out when I was like 6 years old.
What, the way you eat, I'm surprised you still have teeth.
I know, right?
Do you have,
We-
still have your baby teeth?
Do I still have my baby teeth?
People keep them. People save them as like memento.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Close.
honestly I think my mom does.
But the tooth fairy does take them, so sometimes the tooth fairy sends them back. for
You
the
have your
parents to
kids'
keep
teeth?
them. No, but people do that.
Do you got your son's brisk?
No, Briss, no.
You
The,
know what I'm talking
the
about.
Moyle takes that stuff away too. No, I don't have that either.
my dad spoiled the truth about the tooth fairy at a very young age for me.
She
He told you
flew
about
away?
the tooth fairy?
He told me he told me your tooth fairy wasn't real at a very young age.
Oh, but the tooth fairy is definitely a thing. It's a thing that you have to remember once your kids start losing their teeth again. Things that you forget when you grow up, and then your kids start losing their teeth, and the tooth fairy has to come back, and the Easter bunny comes back, and
Santa.
then Santa comes back, and all these things come back to fruition, all these childhood dreams.
Did you believe in Santa Claus when you were a kid?
Sure.
You
I was told at way too young of an age Santa Claus wasn't real. My dad.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
All
I
right,
don't know.
positivity. Let's
Santa.
bring it back.
So Santa, the Easter bunny, and the tooth fairy, I think, are all things that we reconsider.
They got all run over by reindeer.
Yeah, once I start having kids, I am not going to make the same mistake my dad did.
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing.
All right, positivity.
I was watching a story this morning. There's a couple in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They met at church when they were in high school. Got married, had children, twin boys, 18 months old. 6 months later, she found out she was pregnant. Twin girls.
Oh.
So in a matter of 18 months, they have 2 sets of twins. Identical twin boys and identical twin girls. Can you imagine?
Who's this?
A family in Alabama. Can you even imagine?
Who's the father?
Whoever the husband is.
So there's one husband at
Yes.
little something
Yeah,
something
no.
going on.
He's a firefighter and she's a teacher, and they're just doing their thing by the grace of God, and they're blessed with twin boys. When they were 6 months old, she becomes pregnant with twin girls. The girls share a placenta and an amniotic sac, which meant the mother was admitted into the hospital at 25 weeks, which then left the father home
Taking care of the first time.
with 7-month-old, 8-month-old twin boys.
And what do you think the lesson to that is?
Theirs is all about community and church, and they said all the people that they worked with, the teachers pooled their 6 days and gave her their sick days so she could be in the hospital for 60
You
days
kidding
with
me?
pay.
Really?
The fire department pooled their sick days and gave that to him so he could stay home and take care of the boys while his wife was in the hospital.
Impressive.
So the lesson to be learned was
Put it in a knot.
it takes a village, and how everyone, good morning everyone,
Put
it
it-
takes a village to
put-
raise these kids.
Put it in a knot. No more sex, no more children.
Good morning.
So I can't even imagine. I can't imagine she wanted to have sex when her twin boys were 6 months old. That I got to tell you is impressive in and of itself.
Isn't there like a waiting period or something?
6 weeks. Yeah, not
Is that,
6
is that a
months. though.
thing?
Yeah. Well,
It is?
I don't know. They say it's a thing. They say it's a thing. So,
So
we'll
be
have to.
so be prepared. It's a thing.
Yes, 100%.
So wait, let me get this straight. Like when you have sex, and 6 weeks
If
later.
your father told you something about this too,
You
I'm
had
not
a
having the
baby.
conversation.
I
The
know.
stork brought you when the tooth fairy flew away. How's that sound?
Did they tell you about the stork, or they killed him too?
Oh, I'm pretty sure my dad did.
Kill the stork?
Yeah, dad killed the stork.
Yeah. That's all I can say.
My dad had no filter growing up when my
Welcome
kids
to the Mind of Bailey.
I wonder where you didn't fall far from the nugget tree.
Kind of a feel-good story. Then I was watching. Apparently, there's 5 factors. I'm not going to remember them. To living a long, healthy life with sleep. You need a good night's sleep, restful sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, no sleeping pills, no stress. How's that work out for you?
If you can get it, it works out well, but that's not the norm.
How much you sleep at night? How many hours?
Last night I slept 9 hours. I went to sleep at 10 o'clock. But I didn't sleep the night before. So I was just making up ground. And I feel better too.
Feel better after you slept?
Yeah.
How about you, Jalen? You sleep through the night? I know Baxton does not.
I usually do. Last night was kind of weird though. I didn't really sleep that well, but I don't have trouble sleeping through the night. I don't know. It's just
Just one of those days.
yeah.
Oh, we all have one of those days.
Mhm.
How about you?
I actually slept great today. I actually slept great last night.
You sleep, you drink whipped
You,
cream.
you sleep while you're eating.
Yes,
never
I
seen
do.
I never seen anything like it.
I know, right?
Katie, you sleep last night? Katie sleeps well. I think she goes home, she does her stress less and does her thing.
I slept well last night, but the night before I did not. But I also, the night before, I, for some reason, couldn't sleep, and I was also really hungry, but I didn't want to get up and get a snack. So thankfully, I had a little thing next to my bed of Starburst. So I had
That's a
some
good
Starburst, and what's that gonna do? Not make me sleep.
I
But you know
was gonna say,
what?
was
I
that
was
relaxing
hungry.
for you?
But I was hungry, so that's just what we had to
Do
do.
you see the way her mind works?
Okay,
Sugar.
it's
I'm
not a
e-
perfect system,
I'm
but you know what?
exhausted just hearing
I was
her
hungry. I
mind.
didn't want to just have a bad time. We did what we
So you
gotta
had
do.
some Starburst. I guess that's better than the ice cream she had Monday night for dinner. You know, it's a trade-off of,
And I actually did make dinner last night because Freddie thought that I wasn't.
What'd you
He was
have for
like,
dinner?
"Oh, you're just gonna get a burger from like Shake Shack." Well, I proved you wrong. I sent you a picture of my
You said you had
burrito.
Taco, but how do I know that was? How do you know? How do I know that was last
accusing me
night?
of buying that and not making it?
Oh my God,
What kind of
Freddie.
First of all, I don't know
So
if you made
rude.
that last night.
So you think I'm lying?
No, I'm not thinking you're
He's
lying. I'm just
accusing me
thinking
of
that's how. How do I know you're
Oh,
telling
how
me the
dare you,
truth?
Freddie?
She shows me a plate of food,
of a taco.
of a taco. How do I know when she took that picture? She could have taken that picture months
What
ago.
kind of taco was it?
How rude.
Katie, what kind of taco?
Thanks for asking.
Had rice and chicken in it.
That sounds
And cheese.
I didn't see the cheese.
Thank you.
That sounds delicious.
So you made one
That's a
taco?
burrito.
I wasn't that hungry.
So
I
you
made-
went through all that cooking for one taco?
No, but I made the perfect amount, so I didn't have too much extra.
She made the perfect amount. She took
My
a
dad gave me a
dibble
recipe
dabble.
on how much rice to make for little increments. So
How much rice did you make for a taco?
Not that much.
A spoonful.
No. More than a spoonful.
Like I said, I don't know if that picture was from months
A
ago.
fourth of a
Because
cup?
I don't see nobody making that small. What is it?
A fourth of a cup of
You're in
rice.
the little
and
ant
two-
world? You make food this
Two
much?
tablespoons of chicken?
A fourth of a cup of rice and 2 of the 1/4 cups of water. That's how you make rice.
I gotta meet your dad.
Pretty
Recipes
stressing.
by
What do you
Mrs.
put
Zimri.
it? What do you put it into
hey,
cook
hey,
rice?
hey.
Microwave.
Microwave rice?
No, I made it on the stove. You guys don't have faith in me.
You
We
got
got lots of
stove?
The negativity in this room is just like up here.
You
And
you
it's
know
kind of
what? You
rude.
just rewrite the laws of physics.
I'm impressed that you made all
Quarter
this
rice
for one
with
taco.
2/4
Thank you.
of a
Thank
cup
you,
of
Dawn,
water.
for being
That
so
doesn't.
kind and generous.
I've been doing rice all my life. I never heard of that.
Oh, okay. Well, you know
That's like
what?
minute rice.
On a positive note,
Do I accuse you of
Yes.
going to buy your own food?
Yes, you do.
No,
you
I
accuse
don't.
me of everything under the sun.
Well, I wonder why. You accuse me of not making my own meal
I
and
didn't
going to
say
Shake
that.
Shack. You said you are gonna go to Shake Shack instead. I said no, I
She
won't.
says, I'm going to go have dinner. I says, are you going to make it or you going to buy it? She says, I'm going to make it. And I bet her that she wouldn't send me a picture. So she sent me a picture. So I said, congratulations. Now that I think about it, the way she put this thing together, I thought if that picture was from last night.
you guys should cook together.
Thank you for
cook.
having faith in me.
You,
I do have faith in you. I just
You
don't
just
believe your
said it.
picture.
I was lying.
it's okay, Katie. I
I didn't
have
say
faith
you were
in
lying.
Oh my god.
I didn't say you were
I'm
lying.
done.
I'm saying the picture might not have been from last night.
I'm done. I'm done.
It's okay, Katie. I believe you.
Now I thought she was going to send me a taco
It's okay.
with like
So I'll just
Starburst
send you a
in it.
Did you
picture
make
of
dinner
my
last
dinner
night?
every single night.
What'd you make?
Oh, Katie,
I
on a
quit.
positive note, you know
I
what?
opened the package
You know
and
what's
ate
good?
it.
What goes good in
I
tacos?
made it.
You got home so late though. What do you put in your tacos, Bailey?
Oh, I like chicken, ground beef, ground turkey. Either one.
Let me ask you a question.
I said either one, Freddie.
Let me ask you a question. The other day you ate that bowl of crab food.
With the chips. Did you
The
get
crab.
sick?
No?
Those chips didn't make you sick?
No?
So when you cleaned out the bowl, you left all the crab stuff in the sink.
That wasn't me, though. I didn't clean it.
Well, somebody cleaned it.
I
Maybe
didn't do it.
Baxter.
I didn't clean it, I
It
swear.
wasn't Baxter, it was her. I was watching her
No,
and
she
she
said
did
she
that.
didn't clean it.
Yeah, she did.
Freddie!
And then I went in and I cleaned it and I threw it in the garbage. And they left
The garbage
the
overnight.
garbage overnight with crab junk in it.
Yeah.
So there was a giant crab coming out of the garbage and it had fangs.
It smelled like. I remember I opened the garbage the next morning. And I said, "This garbage got to go out." And you said, "Why? They took it out last night." I said,
And then I
"They
opened
did
it and I
not."
went, whoa.
Oh, man, we could have just used that crab for more food.
How was Cooking Up Chaos? How'd you like going live on that?
It wasn't really much different, honestly.
Right?
Yeah. It just, all it was is like, well, for me, for Baxter at least, just like no editing. It wasn't really any different for me.
That's true. It was not any different for
You
you.
eat whether it's tape
Yes.
or live. That's
Yes.
what you do in the show.
I just eat
Do you
on live
enjoy?
TV.
Do you enjoy eating?
Oh, of course I do.
Do you like to eat, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Katie?
A little less.
Hey, do you like to eat?
Yeah.
Yes, she
It
does.
depends on the food, but yeah.
Candy.
I
Her
like to eat
answer's
Haitian
more
food.
like me. It's like, it's a thing. It's like you eat because you're hungry.
Sometimes I just
It's not
eat because I'm
you
bored.
really like food. You just eat. Right.
I live to eat.
There's a different mindset. How about you? You love food. Freddie's a foodie.
I love it. I
You love
devour
food.
it.
You enjoy it. You enjoy the process.
I'll even eat bad food.
I enjoy cooking.
Do you?
Yeah. Just the other day, I made garlic butter pork chops.
How it taste?
It tasted great, especially with that garlic taste.
Are you a good cook or an average cook?
I'd say I'm a good cook.
What's your favorite thing to make?
One of them is grilled cheese. I like making I'm making ground turkey burgers.
Grilled cheese is not a meal to me.
Hey,
Excuse me?
congratulate her. She made something.
Thank you, Katie.
That's a good thing.
Where's the kindness in the room, okay? If
You know,
someone
I'm
makes
great- I
pasta,
love to make raisins.
Really?
Yeah, open the package and eat them. That's what you're telling me.
you're doing the same thing back to me. So why should I do it back to you? Oh, you made raisins. Ew. I like, come on.
Do you like raisins?
I like making
I like
burgers.
raisins,
I
I
like
don't
making
make raisins.
tacos. I like making. I made sushi a couple times. I like.
You made sushi. Now that's an interesting plate.
Yeah. Me and my mom.
You cut up the sushi, you put the rice on it, the rice
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
You could take her trick and do a quarter of a cup for 17 sushis.
Perhaps. But it's actually not that hard to make. Like, I think the only thing that might be a little tricky is the rice, because it has to be like very specific, like sticky rice. But even then, it's still it's still easy to prepare.
You make sushi?
My mom.
Do I make it? No, I eat it.
You never make sushi?
No, I made salmon though last night.
Ooh.
You cook the whole salmon?
My mom
Just a
loves.
piece.
Oh, you
Would
my
you put it in the broiler?
In
You and my mom.
in the little toaster oven. I used to laugh because my grandparents used to make all their food in a toaster oven, and I thought, no, I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to cook in a toaster oven. Toaster oven for the salmon and the cauliflower cakes, all in one. Zoop in, out.
What about the air fryer? Have you tried using an air fryer for salmon?
I have no. Can't figure out the air fryer or my toaster oven. Quite honestly.
You have an air fryer?
The toaster cooks, toasts, bakes, broils, and air fries all in one machine.
Yeah. You have to set it.
But it's not like one of those big air fryers, so I'm not sure if it really works quite the same way.
Yeah, we have my mom has one of those big air fryers. You just dump anything in there and it'll cook.
Yeah, people seem to love that.
Oh, I love it.
It dehydrates everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Takes the water out of it.
It does. Me and my mom use it all the time, for everything. We use it cook our plant-based chicken, her plant-based chicken, our salmon, or if anyone else in the family brings home chicken nuggets, they put them in there too. Anything goes.
This is why she does a cooking show called Cooking Up Chaos.
Now I
Yes.
read, and you can
Tell me.
you can verify more because you're more into the medical field and foods. There's something called lectin,
Lectin resistance.
which is it's a microbe that eats away at your intestines.
Really?
So there are foods that eat away at your intestines, creating pockets, and that gives you leaky gut, which is what I suffer from. So when I had my belly out to here, it was all these lectins, and they're poisonous to the body, right? So you find things like tomatoes. You eat tomatoes, supposed to be healthy for you, right?
Mhm.
Full of lectins. So what happens is as these microbes install themselves in your intestinal tract, and they make pockets. And so when you eat food, it goes in there, and all of a sudden it starts to store it as fat. Like when you get a cut or something, it grows into a fat cell. So I read this thing from the guy who I'm taking the shakes from. There ain't too many foods I can eat that will reduce my gut.
What do they suggest you can eat? Other
You
than
can't eat oatmeal. And then Linda says, well, you can eat a little bit of it. The guy says, don't eat it. There's yes and there's no. And I like oatmeal, so I had a little yesterday.
It's funny. There's two. Everyone says eat oatmeal. Then I eat oatmeal, and I think I get inflamed from it. But
That's
they say
why
it's
he
good for
said-
you. But I can feel.
That's why he said don't eat
Inflammation on
it,
it.
because the inflammation you're feeling is the lectins
And I do
attacking your
feel
body.
it. And then I try it again because they say it's supposed to be healthy and good for you, but then I don't feel great after I eat it.
Also, almond milk versus coconut milk. He says
Inflammation.
coconut milk is good because even though neither one has lectin, inflammation happens with the almond milk.
Really? Huh. I didn't know that.
Yogurt and granola. That's also very healthy.
Granola, again, lectins. And the problem is that if you read all these things, broccoli does not. There's certain things that if you boil it, it kills off the lectin. So,
So
if
what
you
do you love to
gain,
eat? Salad? Bless you.
so if you gain weight and you're trying to lose weight, you know how they say go on a diet and starve your body and all, and your body's going to put it away. It's going to let you win that war, and then when you finish your diet and you start eating again, the body reacts in steroid form, and you gain all the weight back, and then some.
That's why we have intermittent fasting. So you don't really go on a diet. You kind of decide when you're gonna eat, and that helps you lose weight. So you eat from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You don't eat anything after, anything before.
I'm on that. I do that every day. I have a shake, and Dawn says, "You want an egg?" Which is protein, but I'm doing it. That's her meal. You want an egg?
Exactly what an egg.
Because that's her
Well,
meal.
You know, I don't want you to think I am not supporting you in your weight loss journey, but I don't want you to think I've forgotten about you either. I just don't want to disrupt. I
And
want to
I look
respect
at-
what you're eating.
I look at that little egg, and I say, "Little egg, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna dress you up. I'm gonna put a salt skirt on you, and maybe some pepper here."
But no salt. There's no salt.
No salt. Because here's the thing: when someone's on a weight loss or a better health journey, And it's really hard to do because you've spent your life one way and you're trying really hard to change your life and your health. There is nothing to me more disrespectful than someone not being supportive or acknowledging that.
Yeah, but you
like
can't.
if you're in a house and someone brings home a box of these
Yeah.
and you're eating a shake and salmon and there's no kids or anything in your house, it's not right. It's not fair to do to somebody who's trying to change their mindset and change their health.
I don't look at it that way. I look at it as watch my willpower. I'm not going to have that.
I know you're not.
I saw it and I went, this and that would be delicious, and I'm not going to have it because I've worked too hard.
You have.
Now I have a different problem. Wait is one. Yes.
Charlotte says, hi, I enjoy watching people cook. I wave to my kitchen. Wait, what?
Charlotte, I'll wave to my
Put
kitchen
on.
too.
Put the thing up.
Good morning, Charlotte.
Charlotte, are you a good cook?
I bet she doesn't cook, I don't
And
think.
then now things have changed because good cook could be, are you a good
Healthy
cook that does healthy stuff like plant-based? Are you a good cook that does the fatty stuff? Like Latino food is fatty.
I made squash
But
soup and
delicious and
salmon yesterday.
flavorful.
Are you a Latino?
No, I'm Haitian, so I'm from the Caribbean, and so a lot of our foods are kind of the same. Like we marinate our chicken the same. We use the same ingredients, and that's why when I taste like Hispanic food, I'm just like, why does it taste like my food? And like because we season it. I'm like, oh my god! Like my friend made meat for the first time, and I was like, this meat tastes like the meat my mom makes. She's like, yeah, because I season it. I don't know, it's crazy to me. I was like,
You never had meat before?
There's,
No, I have but like when some people make meat, there's not a lot of flavor. But when I had my Cuban friend made meat, I was like, this has flavor.
Or they'll take a piece of meat and it's still frozen, and then they defrost it, and then you season it and you cook it. Tastes like nothing because it's still you didn't give it a chance to ferment. Now there are people. There's this guy, a friend of mine in New York. He had a place called Crazy Chicken, and he rented an apartment. And in this apartment, they made 1,000 chickens a day. So he had the tub. So in the tub, he cleaned that out, of course, and had a liner. He would put the ingredients.
I could have passed
The mold.
those to you.
He put the ingredients to season it, and they used to season it overnight, and then the next day he had the best chickens in the world. Now, I read the book on chicken. Chicken is supposed to be good for you, right?
Yeah.
You can't eat the skin. You gotta
Right.
peel off the
You
skin.
have to clean it, yeah.
But check this out. The man doesn't want me to buy a chicken. He wants me to buy a hormone-free chicken. He says what's killing us in weight
The hormones.
is the hormones because they want the cows to give more milk. They want the chickens to grow into dinosaurs. How
It's
do you
true.
think they get them like that?
Yeah,
Hormone
but-
and antibiotic-free chicken you should be buying.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
that
but you ever
And
had one
there's
of
a- and
those?
yeah, it tastes fine.
Yeah.
It actually tastes better.
all that MSG and all those hormones they add and the antibiotics they add and there's like and they put in those animals, it's having a huge effect on people's health.
And
it's
eggs too. You have to get.
Yep, so eggs too. And that's
But do you know a carton of eggs will cost you $6?
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, but
You know how
long
much
is
a
it gonna
hormone-free box of eggs will cost you? $10.
No, it's like
Yeah.
5.
Where you
Eggs
shop?
are expensive now.
They're
if you go to
expensive.
Aldi.
At
That's
Publix?
for a dozen Sprouts.
Inflation.
I shop at Sprouts. They actually do Instacart from Sprouts.
Well,
no,
I'm
if you
gonna
go-
go to Sprouts then because
Oh, no,
where's
if you go to
Sprouts?
like Aldi's, they have like eggs for like cheap, like $3.
No,
Sprouts
you
is in
can't eat
Deerfield.
that egg.
Egg.
That $3 egg is because number one, it didn't sell the first time around, so they got to lower. I used to sell eggs, so you have to lower the price because you want to get it off the shelves. And what happens is those eggs are hit and miss. Sometimes you make them, they don't make you feel too bad. Sometimes you make them, they make you feel sick. I used to sell eggs.
Oh.
I used to change the date by law. We had to change the date if they didn't sell this date to this date to this date. Good sell by thing. That crap.
Have you ever had quail eggs before?
What eggs?
Quail eggs.
Quail eggs.
Quail?
Remember
This
Quail
one.
Man? Remember the commercial Quail Man? It was a TV show, actually. Animated.
Quail?
Oh, Doug.
Doug, yes. Doug.
Or dog, yeah.
Yeah.
I never
Quail
watched.
legs?
I only watched it like once.
Quail eggs.
Eggs.
Like
Not
quails
legs.
are ducks and they lay eggs.
Yeah,
Well,
I
they're
had 'em.
ducks.
They're
birds.
very
They're
small.
tiny little.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Oh, it reminds me. Oh my god! Yesterday I was making a deposit in the bank, and I found and we had like a bunch. We have like a mother duck and her babies. Like they live near the bank.
your story.
Do you believe in ducks still, or did your father take those away too?
You never
They're
know.
still ducks, okay.
But seriously, in all seriousness, like so they were like, so okay,
Bugs.
so they were like these little duck. So they're going up the stairs, and the babies are having trouble going up the stairs, and they're struggling. I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad. I gotta help them.
You couldn't, right?
I did. Eventually, I did. And there's this nice old lady. Like who happened to be there, and I told, she was. I'm guessing she was probably wondering, what was this woman doing? And I was like, oh, I'm helping these babies trying to get to their mom. And like, okay, I'm gonna help you. And we end up like picking them up towards, like very close towards the mom, so she can like run over towards them, and like not having the mom attack me. And eventually we got all of them up. It was they're so oh my god, they're so soft.
What bank did you get?
Story time with Bailey.
You know, it's funny. I live on a lake, and there was a duck and
You
all
too?
these little ducklings in the pool.
I
And
had
the
that
little
too.
ducklings could not get out. So Linda created this path for them to walk up eventually to get out, except for these two ducks. So these two ducks, they were there all day, and the mother was like, "Wah, wah, wah, what am I gonna do?" You know, and they're in there, and they didn't know how to walk up the plank. So I took the scooper, the netter, I scooped them out, and I flung them out.
You didn't fling them.
I flung them, and then the mother.
What's wrong with you?
They were fine. So the mother,
Oh my
she goes
god.
over, she sniffs them,
You monster!
and walks away from the two ducklings. So on the lake, I see the mother still. Now she has a whole lot of ducks with her. And the two, they stay away from the crowd like this.
Oh, because they have a different scent now.
Oh, Freddie, I want to
And
ask.
they grew up away from the mother.
Oh.
Hey,
But
Freddie,
they grew up big.
I want to ask you something, Freddie. I don't know if you see these kind of baby ducks before. Like, have you ever seen like baby ducks that are like full on like yellow? Like
The pharaoh ducks.
Those are ducks.
Those are the
No, no,
Egyptian
baby-
They're yellow.
no, the baby ones. Like
Egyptian
Chicks.
no, like the
They're chicks.
oh no, I'm talking about the one. I'm talking about the ones like in our area, like the Muscovy ducks. Like you have Muscovy ducks, right?
Yeah.
Those have those warts all over them face.
Those
Yeah,
are disgusting.
Yeah, you've seen the babies, right?
And they're protected by
The
the federal
mallard ducks, I
government.
think, are pretty.
You can't do anything to those ducks.
No, like I'm talking about the babies.
What about them?
Like, do you know how they're all like brown and yellow,
I
right?
never stopped to talk to one. No.
No, like have you ever seen ones that are like full on yellow, like
I seen them green.
The chicks.
Those things I seen them orange. Do you know? My aunt raised a chick from birth, from the egg. I don't know what they did to the mother. Maybe ate it. And she raised this chick.
Oh my god, you said it like
till
it's
it grew
normal.
into a chicken.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on.
And the chicken lived in her house. And her and the chicken used to sit at the table.
Because you can domesticate any animal, truly. Like, you can.
Oh my God. So the
yeah.
chicken was there, and she would talk to the chicken. She says, "Do you want this?" Offering either corn or whatever to eat. And the chicken was there. She didn't want to play around with any hens or anything. She lived her whole life with my aunt.
Apparently, they found a gator somewhere in like Central Park, and they think someone had tried to domesticate this gator. It got too big, and they let it out in New York.
I think you can keep animals as like wild animals as pets.
You're not allowed to. You're
You're
not
not
supposed to.
You know, you have a bad day with a wild animal. I
No,
don't
even
care
with, like,
how much you domesticate it,
without
game
legal-
over.
Even with like with that, aside from the legality of it, like you could, but like they still have like that wild instinct though.
Yeah. They could take off your head because it's having a bad day.
Yeah, like if you were keeping an alligator for a pet, like you could, but when they grow up,
People have
Yeah.
raccoons as pets. Raccoons. Like, people like domesticate raccoons because they're like
Yes.
fluffy little
Monkeys.
dogs.
I heard about that.
monkeys. You ever seen the monkeys?
Geckos and
Oh.
bearded
No.
dragons.
That's the reason we have
Oh, my friends
invasive
have bearded
species.
dragons.
Hold on. What was that?
That's the reason we have invasive species. Because
Invasive or
Yeah.
endangered?
invasive species, like here in Florida and like everywhere else, because people take animals that aren't supposed to be pets.
Like the iguanas.
Iguanas, the
Iguanas are
pythons. Yes.
They used
And
to be
domesticated
people's
rabbits.
pets. And then
The green-
everyone let them out, and they just went breeding crazy down
Yeah,
here.
green iguanas are not native to Florida. Neither are the pythons that are everywhere.
The pythons, I know they let them loose.
Jalen,
Yeah.
And then we
Why do you
have a
mention
problem.
that?
Now they have python season. They want you to hunt them down.
Mhm.
They pay you $35 a python.
Yeah, they
Oh.
kill
They're
all
killing
the animals in the Everglades.
Oh.
They destroy.
You get the
ecosystem.
license, you go to the Everglades, and
Did you
you
see that they're trying to pass? I need Teddy for this one.
guys,
Great state that we live in.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Oh, it's,
Excuse me.
wait, sorry, I'm sorry.
This great state that we live in, they're trying to pass a bill that you do not need a permit for a concealed weapon anymore.
Yes,
Yes.
that's true. That is true.
I
Yeah.
was thinking of you because
There are other states where
Texas.
Texas,
Yeah.
Texas, a lot of the southern states you can open carry. Arizona, you can open carry. Actually, fun fact, in Florida, there are certain circumstances where you can open carry without a license if you're camping in most states too.
Because of the
Dangerous
pythons and the
animals.
iguanas and the gators. I don't know why. It just it befuddles my mind because people will take this one thing and they're going to go crazy.
It's because of this,
and
like,
do some
yeah.
crazy
It's
things.
because of this war on, like, because everyone's trying to get gun control. Like, everyone on the other side is just like, let's try to get as much freedom as guns as possible. So, like, they're also trying. Like, there's this one politician who's trying to make, like, AR-15s just like the gun of America. Like, he's like, everyone should just have AR-15s. Like, that's not the number one cause that kills kids. Blah blah blah. It's crazy how it's going.
It's not bad enough that you kill with concealed. Now you're gonna have it unconcealed.
Unconcealed. So you're going to know people are coming.
I will say, as someone who is, political things aside, as someone who is a gun enthusiast person, in my opinion, at some ways, open carry is better because you can physically see it. But the people who are doing the horrible things, they don't have concealed carry licenses anyways. The getting rid of it at some point, the people who are doing bad things don't care
They're
about
gonna do
having a
bad things
license.
anyway.
They're not getting their weapons legally in the first place. At some point, there's only so much security theater that people can put on, because if you're going to do something horrible and illegal, you're not going to be like, this one law.
And plus, they're not
They
stable.
make me do this one thing.
And plus, they're not stable people.
Yeah, so I think you should have a license. I have my license, and it was not the hardest thing to get, but it is important to get. But also to put out there, it's not going to stop or let people do things, because the people who do it, they don't need it.
I get where you're coming from, but I also think loosening of laws is just gonna, like, it doesn't help anything at all when you want to try to, like, solve an issue like all the mass shootings that happen. So I think it's
I'm
stupid.
glad you brought that up. Orlando, in the news this
Mhm.
morning.
Yep.
Guy goes in and kills a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently she knew who he was and he kills her. Then the cops come, the news people come, and the guy comes back and kills the neighbor, shoots the neighbor, and her 9-year-old daughter kills her instantly.
And the reporter.
And then goes outside and shoots the reporter. So, maybe unconcealed is better, because I'm going to walk around with a machine gun. In case somebody messes with me, I hit a button and the damn thing shoots all over the place. I mean, the problem is not the gun. The problem is the person carrying the gun.
Well, that's what they always
Exactly.
say.
That's legit.
It ain't
It's-
the bullet, it's the finger that's pushing the trigger.
I completely disagree, because in my opinion, this is the only, like, a developed country that this happens to. Like, other places like Belgium, Europe, Australia, X, Y, and Z, this type of stuff doesn't happen because they don't, the guns just aren't allowed to, like, happen. They're not allowed to, like, just have guns like that.
I will bet you $100 that they will never tell you what's happening, because it will damage their image. I will bet you the guns are rapid. They got bad places in Denmark
They
and
do.
Sweden. I was in Sweden. I was in a hooded neighborhood in Sweden.
Yeah, but
And I'm gonna tell you something. They got guns, and they got big guns. But they're not going to reveal that. The government isn't going to give you that information. They're going to say, okay, it was a mass shooting. Wasn't there a mass shooting not too long ago in Denmark, one of those countries? I think 40 people died. It was like the end of the world.
Yeah, but there's more like the amount of mass shootings this year have been at least over, like, 50. There's
We
been a
have
lot.
more mass shootings than days since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But the problem is that this sophisticated country has more guns than anybody in the world. Man, we could take everybody in the U.S. and go fight Russia ourselves. We got so many freaking guns.
So, like, wouldn't you think there's a correlation between the amount of guns and the amount of
The
mass
amount
shootings that
of
happen
people-
compared to other countries that don't have that amount of
Because
guns
they don't
and all
use a
this?
gun, don't mean that they don't commit
I'm not
murder.
saying that they don't, but I'm saying, like, when
machetes.
people are, like, making their point of, like, oh, we don't need to get rid of guns and all this stuff and everything, but then you look at other countries that don't have the same amount of guns and don't have the same amount of mass shooting statistics, then you kind of can't really argue the fact that, like,
Well,
it's
hold on
not
a
the
second.
guns.
But hold on.
But
If you got this many guns,
Mhm.
and you got this many guns,
Mhm.
you're gonna have less shootings with this than
Exact-
this. Doesn't
exactly.
mean there's less killing.
I don't-
Because I'm gonna tell you, in the Caribbean, Macheteville, my father was a sugar cane guy, and he used to lock away his sugar cane. This thing was sharp. You went like this, you lost a finger. And people used to use machete in the day and find the bodies in the sugarcane fields.
But it's still not as many people who are like I personally. I understand that we have a Second Amendment right. I'm not saying we should ban guns altogether because it's just an American thing to have guns. I feel like it should be harder to get weapons of war. Like people who have handguns blah for
give
safety,
you
that's
that.
different.
I give
But
you that.
weapons of war are a totally different issue.
But
What do
then
you
you
think?
have to be able to give people the opportunity to register to find out
Morning.
whether or not you're going to allow them to.
But for a weapon of war, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you
I
don't need
was-
a weapon of war. Any weapon. Papo,
Raise my
Yes,
hand like I'm in
she's raising her
school.
somebody go get
I
him.
think that
Wanna go get a
again,
girl,
gun
please?
enthusiast. I think that guns should be regulated. I don't
reserve
think it
will
should
come
be as
back
easy
in.
to get them. However, in my opinion, I think that making the argument purely about guns misses a huge part of the actual argument, which is the search for mental health in the country. One of the biggest reasons that we have the most mass shootings, it's not because we have the most guns, because while a lot of our guns are owned by civilians, a lot of them are owned by law enforcement, by the military. A lot of these mass shootings are done by people who are in contact with military and law enforcement people. The issue is mental health. We don't take mental health seriously in this country, so these people, again, they're not getting guns legally. They're not going to the store and being like, hook me up with a Glock. They're not doing that. They are mentally unhealthy. They are not getting the help they need because they can't afford it. They don't have the health insurance. They're not able to get access to people. And we as a country don't support them in getting their mental health checked. That they can just go to anyone, let me borrow your gun, and they go and do this. I think part of the biggest issue is mental health in the country. And if we can lower that and we can put restrictions on guns, but I think we should have them. In my opinion, I think that's a bigger problem that people like to push onto guns to get rid of the problem of the mental health.
No, it's okay.
No, the mental health, back to Ted Lasso, I was watching the season finale last night, and something happens to him at the end of the season, and someone says something negative about him. You have two ways. You can either pretend you didn't see it in the news report because someone put out a bad press story, or you face the truth and bring awareness to mental health. So I was telling Chuck he can take this situation and actually make a positive change. So sure enough, the closing scene is he comes out and he says, yes, I have anxiety. I should have reported. I should have been honest and come forward with it instead of hiding what it is. But the more positive awareness we can bring to this, like what happened yesterday on our set, the more we can make things that we think are unnormal, normal, and understand that people have differences, so that everyone's differences become a norm. We come together instead of just being segregated.
You know, the problem I have with this whole conversation is that those that want to get help, I get it. It's the ones that don't. That's the problem I'm having.
If you want to get help, you probably can't get it.
Well, but let's take one disaster
You
at a
can't
time.
afford it. You
But-
don't think you need
But
help.
hold on a second. Hold on. Let's keep it let's keep it separate. So you got those that want it, and we have to figure out how to get it. That's a different issue. Keep that over here. I'm talking about the crazies who are just crazy.
They just let
Like
them
that
shoot.
kid that has 16 guns and he had armaments of war and everything, and he had body armor. This kid made a plan to go into a mall and shoot 165 people.
Yeah.
By color, creep, whatever you want to call it. That's the problem. That person is the problem. Because that person seems to be getting the guns. So if there's only 4 guns in America, he owns 3.
That's another thing. Like, it's so easy just to buy like random guns here.
Random. You go to
Like-
Miami, how many you want?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
who's
there's no-
buying them?
But that's the thing. Like,
No,
you
not
don't know.
anymore.
And then-
You don't get them
It's
at
easy to
Walmart.
get them illegally.
Yes.
If you take the legal route to get it, which is all the government can regulate, it's not easy to get it. Like,
Listen,
It's
you
like,
know,
right, that's the
the
thing.
best way of
Not
catching a
easy.
criminal,
How do you solve the illegal gun?
You
the
can't.
best way of catching a criminal is to become a criminal. That's what the cops will tell you.
You can't.
Cops will
Right.
tell you that all day long. You want to catch a criminal, you have to act like a criminal.
Yeah.
You got to understand what a criminal is going to do. You look at a room and you say, okay, he's going to come in through here because that's what I would do to the criminal. Same thing with the element. The problem I have is that people are shooting people for no
You
reason.
got to be like Chris Maloney.
Would you stop it with the freaking movies?
But going
TV
back to
TV show. He's the best. He goes undercover and he gets rid of the drugs and he gets rid of the crime.
And that don't happen either.
Come on, you know your buddy. He went undercover. He
But
got
he
rid of a
didn't
lot
stop
of
the
crime.
crime. He's lucky he's still alive. He's a real life Serpico. You guys know who Serpico is? Probably not, right?
No.
Look up the movie Serpico and watch it.
I was born in 2004.
But you know, there are people, they
Watch
are
Serpico.
2004.
She's 19.
What?
Watch Serpico. You watch Serpico. Serpico gets shot in the face at the end. This is a guy who did a lot of good stuff in the city of New York. And you got to see it. You got to see it. But the bottom line here is that one guy is not going to make a difference.
That's not true.
Taking off one gun is not.
One person can make a difference.
Okay.
No, it's the government, and they don't give a lot of people an opportunity, so they have to go and fight for that opportunity.
Facts. Because like
I don't know
feel
if one
like,
person can save the world, but they can make a difference.
yeah, like I feel like the biggest example of that is the civil rights movements. Like a couple, like one person of one sector was like, okay, we're gonna do this and inspire a mass revolution. That like it happens a lot. Like when people wanted women's rights, it was one person and it inspired a mass movement. And now one person can't do it alone, but one
Let
person
me,
can
let me ask you a
inspire mass
question. When do
We gotta
you
wrap
think
it
the
up.
civil rights movement began?
It began since slavery ended.
No,
Everyone's been wanting, like, black people have been wanting rights for as long as they can, and the civil rights movement still,
Civil
in my
War.
opinion, didn't even end.
The Civil War
Yeah.
is when civil rights began.
Like established it in the 50s or something.
No,
It
the
is
civil
sort
the
of-
Civil War.
No, yes, I
Lincoln
get you.
said, Emancipation Proclamation said, if you're a black person in the South and you come fight in the North, and when you win, you stay alive, you're free. But even that, with some of the movies, what did free mean?
Exactly. Like,
Because people make up the definition of free, not Lincoln. And if you see some of the movies that they've created, this whole problem, you get a congressman on a baseball field get shot. You would think they would do something about guns, right? Oh no, because the NRA pays a lot of
Look at
money.
Gabby Gifford.
yeah.
The problem I'm having when I say one person can talk about it, two people can do something about it, but unless we all get in on this thing, nothing's going to change. You're right. People don't want their arms. They don't want the guns. They start screaming about, you can't take away my weapons. I got a constitutional right to it.
But you don't have the constitutional right to go out and openly mass murder people. You can have the right to bear arms, but you do not have the right to go into somebody's home or walk into a school and murder people. That's the
And they're going to
difference.
tell you, I got mugged by a guy with a knife.
That's
one's trying to make a law to make that legal.
I know.
Yeah, that's-
Right.
it's just where we gotta educate people.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. We got
There.
Jessica here.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we gotta go.
More to come. We got a program happening for our crew, so let us know, weigh in on your opinions. It's always nice to open the conversation
Write it
to
and
our
let us know.
to the youth.
Listen, if you want to do something about it, come on down. What did I tell you? You march down I-95 to Miami, and everybody goes. You lock down the highway, you lock it down, and we go at hundreds of thousands of people. You want to make a difference?
But we are not recommending that anyone do this.
At this time.
No, I'm
Or
recommending
anytime.
it. I recommend it. Take me to
Freddie's
jail.
disclaimer
not
came.
condone.
I'm recommending it.
All right,
I
we're going to wrap
recommend
this
it.
up. We'll see you in a little bit. Have a great morning, everyone.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be late.